Today I was visiting an old friend in hospital, an old friend who is in hospital having very important, very serious and very major treatment. And he gave me this message. This is from Rodney Bickerstaff, former General Secretary of Unison. And he gives me 3 very quick points he insisted I make today. So this is for you, Rodney. And he told me this. In the 2 weeks I've been in hospital, I've counted 20 different nationalities amongst the staff looking after me. And he thanks each and every one of them, the multicultural nature of our NHS staff. And he goes on to say, without the NHS being properly funded, with properly trained and properly paid public service workers, we would not be a civilized country. And then he says, anyone who dilutes it, tries to franchise it, has literally no morality. Thank you, Rodney. I want to give a message also from my friend John Ashworth, our Shadow Health Secretary. He can't be here today, but he's asked me to say this. Our fight is against the Tories, exposing their failures to care for the people who rely on the NHS, and the failure to care for those who've dedicated their working lives to caring for other people. That is what this demonstration is about. Our NHS is not in crisis because of overspending. It's in crisis because of underfunding, a crisis made down there in Downing Street. The Tories and the coalition before them managed to cut taxes on big business. They cut taxes to the richest families. They cut taxes for the speculators, cut taxes for the fat cats. Don't let them tell you there's no money for their NHS. There is no excuse for it. The money is there if you collect the taxes properly to fund it and pay for it. Every person waiting in A&E, waiting on trolleys, is somebody who should be properly treated now within our NHS. And they're not, because of those cuts. But there are others, such as the treatment of NHS staff. Think for a moment of every student nurse forced to visit a food bank to make ends meet, while they're at the same time caring for our sick and dependent people. Every elderly person denied the care they need. Every one of those things has come about from a political choice made by a government that underfunds the National Health Service and social care when they know full well the resources are there to do it. They're saying tax cuts are more important than dignity. I say this, let's support and value our NHS staff. Rodney mentioned all the different nationalities that have been caring for him in hospital and care for all of us every day. Let's make it very clear from this demonstration here today. All those European nationals that are working here in this country, supporting us and our society, have every right to remain here, and we're going to stand up for their right to remain here. There are over 10,000 European nationals working in our National Health Service. So our message to them, the government, now is this. Our NHS is in crisis. In crisis because of the underfunding of social care, the million people not getting the care and support they need, those waiting on trolleys, those desperate to get into an A&E department and waiting for hours for treatment. It's not the fault of the staff. It's the fault of a government that has made a political choice. This week, the budget will come out over there on Wednesday. We want that budget to properly fund our mainstream National Health Service, our social care system, and our crucial mental health services. All 3 of them. All 3 of them are in equal measure important. They've cut 10% of hospital beds in the last 7 years. A&E departments are threatened all over the country through the so-called sustainability and transformation plans. They've cut £4 billion from social care and now suggesting we'll fund social care by raising council tax. I'll tell you this, raising council tax all over the country, if you raised it to the maximum, would only meet 1/6 of the needs of social care. And on top of that, it would have a problem, because if you take a local authority, a random place like, say, Windsor and Maidenhead, for example, and you compared what you raised there from a 3% council tax rise to what you would raise in, say, Knowsley, the poorest borough in England, you all know full well the difference. You all know full well that we believe every person who needs social care is equally valuable, whether they live in Surrey, Maidenhead, Knowsley or Newcastle or anywhere else. So the answer has to be equality of funding for all parts of the country to deal with the needs of the people of all parts of this country. Listen, the National Health Service was created by people with vision. The idea that healthcare should be free at the point of use and a human right. Other places don't have it. The United States doesn't have it. Many parts of the world do not have it. Trump and his mates in the United States are trying to destroy the limited form of healthcare that the Obama administration has bequeathed to them. Theresa May couldn't wait to get to the United States to discuss trade agreements with Donald Trump. I tell you this, we're going to block any trade agreement that gives a green light for US healthcare companies to come here and strip out and take from our National Health Service. It's not for sale, it's not theirs to sell. It's ours for everybody in this country to keep. And I tell you this, there's some interesting parallels of the time when the NHS was established with now. Those that wanted to found the NHS got the most unbelievable attacks from the right-wing press in this country. Those of us that stand up against the politics of austerity, against the politics of transferring wealth from the poorest to the richest, those that stand against tax cuts for the rich and tax burdens for the rest. We, every one of us in this square, gets denigrated as a result of this. But I tell you what, there is only one answer to this. You say it like it is. Our NHS is ours. Our NHS has values. Those values of a society where everyone is cared for their health also applies to so much else, such as how you treat the homeless, such as the housing crisis, such as the underfunding of education, such as the treatment of low-paid workers, such as those who don't even get the living wage. It's how you put your principles into practice that's so important. We've come here today to put our principles into practice, our principles of the kind of world, kind of society, and kind of values we have. Defending the NHS is defending a basic human value and a basic human right. You don't walk by on the other side when somebody is in difficulties or needing help and support. You put your arms round them and you give them the love, the support and the comfort they need. That's what our NHS has been doing for all of us, all of our lives. Our very presence here today helps to guarantee its future, guarantees that we change the value system in favour of the people first, not profit, not the rich, not the tax dodgers. We know which side we're on, you know which side you're on, and you know how strong our endeavour, our determination and our principles are. Defend the NHS with all of your might. Thank you very much, all of you, for being here today.
Thank you, Jeremy, for that principled defence of the founding values